So welcome to We Figure This Out. In this little series of videos, we're going to talk about things we sell in a store that we may not know a lot about and you may not know a lot about. So together, we're going to figure it out through research and trial and error. In this segment of We Figure It Out, we want to review and revise our statements about Mr. Super Clear UV. Or I guess it's Mr. Super UV Cut Clear, to be precise. It's a very popular overspray, and the UV protection protects items that you spray from yellowing or be affected by the sun's UV ultraviolet rays, of course. A lot of people that do action figures, dolls, and things like that, I guess this is especially useful to them because their dolls and their vinyls and that will yellow in sunlight. So this stuff helps protect it. There's a lot of articles online about using this stuff for that kind of application. Of course, we as modelers, we want to use it on our models. And again, we want things like our white paint, possibly our decals and stuff, to not be affected by yellowing. So this is where this product could come in very handy. Now, we talked about it before. There were certain do's and do nots about this stuff. It's very toxic, so you have to be careful what you put it on. So always test first before you go to the model. And as you know, it comes in all the flavors. You've got the gloss, and you've got the semi-gloss. Those are pretty self-explanatory. But where we ran into a problem was that we have Mr. Super Clear Matte and Mr. Super Clear UV Flat. Okay, what are the difference? Now, I always thought matte and flat were interchangeable terms. I'm not sure. I have seen both of these online. Now, this one here was just Mr. Super Clear as opposed to Mr. UV Super Clear. But I have seen the UV Super Clear with both matte and flat on it. Okay? So somebody came in and said, what's the difference between these two? I really didn't know, because to me, matte and flat is the same thing. So I decided to figure out. I went online to do some research. I saw some Reddit posts. I didn't see a lot about it. Now, some people suggested that the flat is the newer formula and it has replaced the matte. I went to the website, and the Mr. UV Clear was only available in gloss, semi-gloss, and flat. It did not mention a matte anywhere. I don't know why, even though this is not UV, why they would use the two terms, right? It's kind of confusing because to me it's the same word, right? Thank you to viewer Matt Hill. He clued me into a little trick called Google Lens. And he explained that this will translate products. So instead of me coming on here telling you what it really says or what, because most of the Mr. Hobby products are in Japanese, you can put your phone over with this Google Lens and it translates it. Now, the translation can be a little odd as one is when you're translating from one totally different language to English, but the gist is there. And when you go over this word right there, the translation for that is matte. Not flat, matte. So I am correct, I think, in saying that matte and flat are interchangeable terms. So this is where I need your help. If you use this stuff, if you've used the matte, if you've used the flat, can you explain to us if you found any difference? Was there a slight change in sheen? Was maybe the matte not dead flat as opposed to this? I did have a fellow in the store when the customer was asking me this question. He was a gamer, and he said he had used both, and he found that the flat was dead flat and the matte not so much. So if you had that experience, could you share it with us? Please leave your comments below. Because the whole reason we do this series is not just for me to stand here and tell you how things are supposed to work. I try to figure things out so that I can be a better clerk in my store. So when you come in my store, my brick and mortar store, and ask me a question, I hope I have the best answer for you and the best customer service experience. So in the cases where I don't get to use the stuff, I rely on you to share with me and everybody that might be watching this video so we can all learn and become better hobbyists. So as always, thanks for watching. Look forward to seeing you again soon.